Welcome back to Curriculum and Assessment 2 for students with complex support needs. So now we're going to do just a quick introduction to the course. I want you to make sure you read the syllabus. We'll talk about it more in class, but we're going to just hit some key expectations for the course. And then I'm going to share with you who I am, who's going to be teaching you this semester. For some of you, you already know this stuff, but for some of you, this is new. So right here, I started in special education as a 16-year-old and a peer mentor like many of you. I am so old that I served and worked in a class for students who were classified as being trainally mentally handicapped. Can you imagine ever using a term like that these days? But as if all students can't learn. I got my undergrad at the College of Charleston, South Carolina, my master's degree from East Tennessee State University, got my doctorate at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I am a national board certified teacher twice over, and I was an intern at the Department of Education in the Office of Special Education, all before coming to Utah State University. I am also a person with a disability. I have a hearing impairment and an auditory processing disorder. So I'm going to ask you to speak up. And I especially have the most problems when there's a lot of external noises when you can really see it, or if you are a low talker. I also am the parent of a child with a disability. My son is twice exceptional. He is gifted with ADHD. And so he was served through a 504 plan. And then he was served through an IEP. And he is now in college and he is doing it on his own. I was a special ed teacher for 32 years, and I always like to say and share that I am a multimedia artist, and that's one of the things I love to do in my free time. Again, you need to know that I have a hearing impairment, so please make sure you turn the volume up so that I can hear you. And I also have something called thyroid ophthalmopathy, which is related to a thyroid disorder. And sometimes it makes my eyes really dry. It often makes my eyes like red. But you might see me doing something like that because sometimes my eyelids actually stick to my eyeballs. All right, here are the expectations. Make sure you read the syllabus because you're responsible for what's on it. And more importantly, you need to know so that you can do the best job possible and you don't miss things and you know what's coming up and what you need to do. My goal is for you to succeed. So please reach out if you need help. Seriously, I don't mind supporting you after 5 o'clock if you work and you need that support, if you need it early in the morning because you are a paraprofessional working in the classroom. If you don't have time during the weekend, we need to meet on the weekend and my schedule allows. I'm also happy to do that. Again, my whole goal is for you to succeed. So please reach out. That's what I'm here for. I also have office hours. So for you all, it's make sure that you check the syllabus so that you know when those are, because I would love to have you join me. We sit around and wait on you to come. Sometimes nobody shows up. Make sure again that you review the syllabus. I know that it is not always interesting, but it is important. Okay, so make sure you review it. Plus, you can play Jeopardy. You want to be representing for your team. This is what the Jeopardy board looks like. So you can see the categories that we'll be covering, and all of these come straight from the syllabus. All the questions come straight from the syllabus. Just as a reminder, make sure that you have your video question, that participation document in by Monday at 11:30 so I can review your responses and your questions before class. And then any in-class activities, please make sure that you have those in by Thursday at 11:59 since I'll be grading on Friday. Now, I told you we're going to be doing a flipped classroom this year, so I want to make sure that you understand what that is. And this is research-based. There's been research on this and its effectiveness. So in a traditional classroom, what the professor usually does is prepare all of the content ahead of time and then comes to class. They deliver lectures, sometimes a lot of lecture, and then you take notes. You might get to do a little bit of small group activity or something, and then they give you a homework assignment and you leave class and you have to do the work outside of class. Well, for this class, we are flipping that. So what I'm going to be doing, and you'll see this week will be the first week that you do it, is I'm recording my lecture ahead of time. So in a flipped classroom, the lecture is recorded and students listen before they ever come to class. So I'm providing you with that prior knowledge and preparing you for the activities that you're going to do in class. Because when you come to class, first we're going to review any questions you have. clarify anything that's a little bit fuzzy. And then for the rest of the class, for 3 hours that you're with me, we are going to do application. We're going to be working on activities. We're going to be working on projects. You're going to be working with peers. And so again, we are flipping that. And then I am with you in order to provide you with the support that you need, whereas I'm not able to do that when you're not in class. There are some advantages to a flipped classroom. It promotes peer interaction and collaboration. It encourages higher student engagement. We know that engagement increases learning. It makes learning the central activity of class, not teaching. It fosters independent learning, and it provides individualized attention because I'm right there. If you don't understand something, you can call me over, you can come to me, and then I can provide you with the support that you need because I will individualize my support for you. Just a reminder that if you are a student with a disability or you suspect you have a disability, I encourage you to reach out to the Disability Resource Center, the DRC, and I am happy to help in any way needed. I'm happy to, contact you. I'm happy if you need to write them a letter to review it with you. I've done that several times for students. So again, happy to help you in any way we can. When it comes to AI, this is a really hot topic right now in education. You are not allowed to use AI to generate any of your projects, any of your assignments, any of your participation activities. It is strictly prohibited for you to generate that and then use it as your own work. So please don't do that, okay? Don't do it. Now, what you can do is you can use it as Google. You could put in something like, what type of skill would you teach using constant time delay? That is completely acceptable. Or it is acceptable to say, I am teaching this science content. Can you give me 10 experiments that I could use when teaching this? That's okay. But if you do use it, you need to cite it. So tell me how you used it and what you used it for. If you are ever in doubt, it is your responsibility to reach out and ask me and talk to me about your intended use and to get approval ahead of time. Now, there are some activities that I will give you prompts and I will say AI is cool to use here, but if I don't explicitly say it, don't use it to generate anything. Please don't use it because then it puts us in a really difficult situation and we have to make some really hard decisions that neither one of us want to make if we can avoid it. So just don't do it, okay? We're all here and we're in this together. So our goals are to make sure that everybody gets through the course, that everybody receives at least a B- or higher, and that we want everyone to build a foundation for their future career because we want you all to be the best teachers in whatever school and district you are hired. And so we rise when we help each other. So we're not going to discourage each other from asking questions. Making mistakes is welcome because that is fertile ground for learning, and that's what we're here for. So let's really build a really connected community within our classroom where we support each other in learning and we provide a safe environment because we are in the learning stages, and that means we're not going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes. There are things we're not going to understand, and we're going to support everyone in that learning. Again, you know that we're going to make sure that your assignments are in before Monday. I do ask that when you submit them, that you write the question, you number it. Now, there are some videos that I have not yet numbered the questions. Make sure you number as you go, okay? Make sure you number them as you go. Write the question, and then on the next line, write your response. And then your in-class activities need to be in by Thursday. All right, if you have any questions, please make sure you let me know. Write it at the bottom of your participation document. This is one of the videos. The very last question or response that you put down there should be your questions, and they are always encouraged. Questions are always encouraged in this class. All right, I'll see you in the next video when we start talking about systematic instruction.